What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sports and cards. I'm Dom with the great man, Saucy. How you going, brother?
How are you, mates? I'm very good. I'm pumped up. It's going to come down to this, the final race. We have called it from a long way out. And let me tell you, Doma, I'm pumped. And we will be doing an off the grid for the very last race of the season.
It's going to happen. Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will start the show right there. And can we believe that it's come to this? Yep. Can we actually believe it?
Well, yeah, I can. I did put a bet on. Gamble responsibly.
$750, Doma, you called it.
He's the best
also
driver.
Called Lando at $350, so you're looking good at this point.
Yeah, Piastri's got no chance of winning it unless Max takes him out and he just wins. But we'll get into all the situations and stuff on how people are going to win and whatnot and blah, 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 blah. So Max is actually going to need a fair bit to happen for him, to be honest, to actually win this thing. But if anyone's going to win it from 100 points down, it's this guy. And I don't know. I said to you during the week, I was with a whole group of my mates, and they're really into the sport, and we're having this discussion over the weekend, and I just said to them, I personally think this guy doesn't need to win 7 world titles to be classified as the GOAT of the sport. And one of my mates who used to race and stuff as well was like, he goes, I can see that happening, but Lewis did have some good seasons where the car was terrible and he was just the best driver and he just dominated. Like, he was so good. So, yeah, he goes, I don't know. But he goes, you can make the argument that we could be watching the greatest of all time in the sport.
Big statement. And it's on. And it's on. There is many situations, as you spoke about.
Oh, can't wait, mate. Here's some of the situations. Here's some of the situations, mate, right here.
Well, you got to...
This is what it is, mate. How the title can be won. Have a look at this. F1 is just lapping it up right now. And you know who else is lapping it up, Source? Netflix. With Drive to Survive. They are just going, how good is this? They're going to be playing the Lando versus Piastri angle like crazy. Like crazy, bro. I reckon it could be the most watched season ever. We're well, Magda. Hope you're well. He says, come on, Supermax. Bloody oath, mate. So here we go. So guarantees the title if he finishes first, second, or third. And then you can have a look at all the stuff here. It's very in depth, but Max Verstappen will win the title if he finishes first. Norris finishes fourth. And Piastri finishes anywhere. He finishes sixth. Norris needs to finish eighth. Piastri third or lower. And third, I'm going to be brutally honest here, ladies and gents. He needs to win. If he finishes anywhere but first, he's not winning the World Championship. Straight out. Let's not look at all these stupid little fucking, he needs to second and Lando's going to finish eighth. That's not happening. Unless there's a massive pile up or something completely out of the ordinary. The last 2 months, it's been Max, Lando, Piastri, George Russell. He's the guy that could put a spanner in the works. Maybe Antonelli from Mercedes. That's the only way. But Max needs to finish first. And will win the title pretty much if Max and Norris just don't finish the race, in my opinion. Wow. I don't believe in this 10th or lower for Norris or...
Which can I just say, could happen. Max is a nutcase. There could be a situation where Norris could have the speed and he could be trying to go through. And you know what? Max says, you know what? I'm not winning, you're not winning. He's going to give it to Piastri.
All I'm saying,
I'm just saying, there's a world where that can happen. You cannot say that cannot happen. And Piastri could steal these things still.
he could do the Stephen Bradbury.
You took the words out of my mouth, Tom.
Imagine if he did that, Sauce.
It would be the greatest. It would be the greatest. It would be a relive moment in another sport. It would just.
It'd be great. It honestly would. It'd be freaking poetic justice too. It'd be poetic justice if it did. But this here, the 7 wins. So Max winning on the weekend, Sauce, was huge because it equals the same amount of wins. So this is important because if some way or another Lando Norris or Max, they stuff up, or Norris finishes low enough where they'll be equal on points, Sauce, Max will win off a tiebreaker if he wins this race. Because if you're equal on points, it goes to most race wins. And now that they're all on 7, if Max wins, he'll have 8 for the season. And he'll win off a countback on race wins, which will be epic in itself. How good would that be? So Max just needs to win by a point or even just tie. Look for the draw. So that's all he has to do. Look for the draw and win the race. That's all he has to do. Listen, there's a lot of pressure on Max Verstappen, but I don't think the guy believes in pressure, if you ask me. All the pressure is on Lando Norris, but the most pressure Sauce is on Zach Brown, team principal of McLaren, because if he somehow finds a way to bottle this and they walk out constructors champions but not world champions, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be going, thanks for a great season, mate. You played politics. Your head's on the chopping block. See you later, buddy. You're gone. You'd be gone straight away, mate.
They should have had this sewn up. Let's just put that out there back in the ether, Dom. They should have had this sewn up well and truly with Piastri. If they just didn't do those moves.
A couple people have put out this scenario to you, Sauce, to the world of F1. So I'll put it to you. If it's Max Verstappen in first, George Russell in second, Oscar Piastri is third, and Lando Norris is fourth, Piastri has no chance of winning the title in third. And the team comes on the radio and says, Oscar, let Norris pass so he can become world champion. Does Oscar Piastri get out of the way? Or does he say, fuck you, I'm not moving this time, buddy? He costs him the title. And then he says, I don't care, I'm going to Ferrari. Imagine that. He just goes, did he make me win? I'm not letting him win. And guess what, guys? I'm leaving to go to Ferrari because that's the rumors. He's going to go to Ferrari. So just imagine that's the scenario. He's third, Norris fourth. And Zach Brown goes, you need to make him pass. Let him pass. He goes, nah, see you guys. Just pulls out the radio. See you, buddy. Just Max wins. That'll be the best. I'd give Oscar Piastri Australian of the Year if he did that. I'd induct him into the Australian Sports Hall of Fame.
Definitely his job. You'd want to have something lined up, surely, Dom.
Oh, he'd 100% get into the Australian Sports Hall of Fame. He'd win everything. He'd win everything in my eyes if he did something like that. It's the biggest justice of all time if he did that. But it's going to be a cracker Sauce. We've got a grand final twice in the last 5 years in F1. It's come down to the last race. So we've had 2 technically grand finals in 5 years. So we had Hamilton versus Verstappen, and it's the first time in 14 years, 15 years that 3 drivers are going into the last race able to win a world championship. So from all the seasons that we've watched off the grid Sauce, and it was just blowout after blowout after blowout, and they're talking about equalization. There's no equalization. We finally got it to an extent, but it's interesting. So the race Sauce this week is at Yas Marina, Abu Dhabi. Monday, the 8th of December, ladies and gents. I said 3 a.m. last week. It is at 12. It was a.m. It's midnight. Monday morning at midnight. I want you to tuck your kids into bed. Give your wife a nice kiss. Sit on the couch and say, listen, guys, I'm putting the race on and I'm doing a simulcast because I'm putting Off the Grid at the same time. The Saucy said Off the Grid is back this week. You pause it till you're on the same timestamps as us and we watch it together. That's what we do. And you got to watch Sauce. Don't worry. I've gone back. And I've, in this day and age of AI, reimagined the Jaws.
What have you done?
The Jaws to reimagine.
It's back.
Listen.
Big shout out to Rip and Wax from the Island Boys. See the sports.
That's the stupidest video that we had on this channel.
We had, yes.
Before I created this AI, well, Grok created this AI video. But ladies and gentlemen, can Lando Norris outrun the Jaws of the F1 comp, Max Verstappen? It's the stupidest video I've ever seen. It was such a double coverage video when I typed in the prompt. I was like, this has to be the new Max Verstappen video for the podcast. Anyway, one more time for those watching, for those listening, you got to get onto YouTube and just watch it. Anyway, here's George. I love how it looks like Max for the first 2 seconds, and then
well done. It looks nothing like Max, but it's still great. The fact that it's got the car there and it's that's great. It is so stupid that it's perfect for this show, Dom.
Yeah. Cross Up says, I'm behind live, but seriously, if McLaren bottle this, give him a bag of lemons. They could get Le Mans of the century. Piastri has been screwed in all this. I hope Max takes out Norris. Let's go off the grid, says Magda. And Jason says, McLaren can eat a bag of. You can fill in the blank.
We'll say lemons.
Lemons, that's right. All right, so tune in midnight on Monday, Off the Grid. We're back, baby, to get a copyright infringement.
the best damn intro on this podcast. Make sure it's going to be late, so don't have your speakers up loud because it's a banger. It is a banger.
It'll wake up the whole house.
Put it on your TV. Have us on the side on your phone, right? I'll give you a little trick. You can also just listen to us in the background if you've got. I'll just say this: Brave browser. You don't have to pay for YouTube or anything. Just download it on the App Store. Brave browser. You can play in the background. It works on my Android. I can minimize. I can lock my phone. It still keeps playing, I think. Or I can just even go out of it and do other stuff on my phone, and it will still keep playing. So you don't have to pay for YouTube Red Premium, whatever it is. If you want to listen live, ladies and gentlemen, and let's have a bit of fun. But it'd be good to have you in the comments while we're watching it. We haven't done one in a while, and it's going to be a belter. It is going to be a belter, Dom.
Have some snacks, says Magda, for sure. We'll get some snacks. We've got to keep Saucy awake. We've got the cricket on here as well. Joe Root's on 98.
Well, I'll be making sure I have an afternoon siesta, so I'm nice and ready. And me and Dom will be bringing a short black on the start of the show.
I'll have to bring back the Italian cups that I used to bring out during the Euros. They're back, and don't worry, I've got my fit ready to go too. I got the fit ready to go for the race. That's all I'm saying.
All right,
All right. Anyway,
Ready.
Joe Root here on 98 Source as we are live on this podcast. England are 7 down now for 251. So this is just side note. Joe Root's highest score ever in Australia is 98. Well, 89 was his previous high score. He's never made a ton, they were saying, in Australia, which is incredible, to be honest. He's the number 1 ranked batsman on planet Earth, Joe Root. So, yeah, interesting.
There you go. He might be making it now. He's on 98. He's not on strike. As you said, they just had a wicket. 7 for 251, as we talked about it.
He's on strike. I think you're a bit behind me because I'm watching through KO.
Oh, there we go.
And you're through the realms of the internet. So he's on strike here. Let's see what he does. Live commentary. Boland. Oh, he hasn't played a shot. He's lit out with the pad. I don't know. He got so lucky there. Anyway, let's move on. Let's NBA. Detroit, they finally lost off their winning streak here. They've lost during the week. They're still on top of the East. Toronto in second, New York in third, Miami in fourth, Orlando, Boston's worked their way up into sixth, which is impressive.
Boston doing well. No
playing really well, man. Playing really, really well at the moment. Cleveland in seventh, Atlanta in eighth, Philly in ninth, Milwaukee in 10th. Now, what's happened with the Bucks today, Source?
Oh, Bucks. Giannis has been sniped from the crowd, what it looked like from me. If you see it, it's the most innocuous thing you ever see. Just turned around to run down the court and bang, literally his calf popped. And so he's done a calf strain. It's a 3 to 4 weeker, Toma. So he'll miss a few games when you think about it. And,
Sid was going to break the all-time scoring record during the week in the next 5 years. You have to average 53, Source, a game for that to happen. And now that he's injured, it's probably going to go up to about 54 and a half. Anyway, just food for thought. Giannis reckons he can average 50.
I don't think he can do it. But the Bucks are struggling. I don't know. There was apparently talks that he wanted to move Giannis, and there's talks going on there. He's talking with the organization. Doc Rivers comes out, denies it. Who do you believe? We don't really know, Dom.
You can't believe Doc Rivers, can you?
Yeah, I don't think you can.
The old bus driver.
Oh, the old brink. Boop, boop, boop,
back up the Briggs bus, run over Joel Embiid and every other person, and what, we're going to trust him now at the Bucks? I think he got it, mate.
Surely not.
He did. Hit a boundary. He's made 100. Joe Root.
There you go.
Dropped on 4.
Who dropped him?
I know it was a tough catch.
Oh, okay.
If Smith actually took the catch, it would have been probably catch of the summer.
Oh, right. Okay.
But yeah, dropped on 4, makes 100. And this English team absolutely stinks, except for this guy, to be honest. Anyway, enough with the cricket. No one gives a shit anymore. He made 100. You got my attention back, Source. It's back.
All right.
Anyway, let's go over to the West. Oklahoma's won 13 straight.
They are killing it.
The Lakers are in second, baby.
Luka the Don putting on a show. I mean, at this point here, LeBron is just keeping his 10-point streak alive.
Trade LeBron. I'm serious. Trade LeBron. Get that LeBum out of there, bro. Luka's like, we're in the era now of the Lakers where they can actually try and win a title because they got Luka, a guy that's there to play basketball, who's not even in his prime yet. When you got LeBron, who's washed. He's washed. Not in terms of his basketball skills, in terms of his mentality towards the game of basketball. He's washed, Source. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, it's pretty embarrassing. It's embarrassing. He's got to walk. Not actually, he doesn't have to walk. He's got to get traded. He needs to wake up on All-Star weekend and check his phone and see that he's being flogged off to the Wizards to get Kyle Kuzma back or something.
Nah, he wouldn't trade for Kyle Kuzma. I think he'd have a good impact if he decided to like come off the bench, and then obviously there'd be games where he could probably play more minutes. But
I doubt it.
He will never do that. I think his ego.
His double digits will be in threat of being broken. The streak will end if he comes off the bench source. Not enough minutes. What happens if they restrict him and he's on 8 points? Well, he's going to just sit out there and not sub himself out till he hits those 2 points and go 0 of 8 when you're within 4 points and then all of a sudden lose by 15. Well, I told you, mate. You can get rid of him and you still got LeBron James. Just the junior version.
They're not going to trade him. They're not going to trade him.
You get rid of him, you still got the junior version. You got legit.
They're not going to trade him. They're not going to trade him.
Trade him to the Mavs. So then when Vegas gets their team, he's best friends with the owner there. Like you said, mate. A little conspiracy on LeBron. That's what they should have done. They shouldn't have traded AD. They should have traded LeBron for Luka. That's what they should have done. Anyway.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I told you my theory. I reckon Jokic and Luka are going to play together at the Lakers.
I hope so. That'll be epic.
Put that out there.
It'll be so sick. Austin Reeves will be the Jamal Murray. He's a good third option if you can keep him, if you get Jokic. Are you saying you're going to get Jokic on a free agency?
Potentially, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next season, the season after.
That's all right.
I think he's out of contract within the next 2 years, I believe.
That's good. Luka the Don, he'll win a chip eventually, Sauce. He could win multiple chips.
Well, Luka signed a 5-year deal.
If they got Jokic, he could win multiple chips. That's all I'm saying. So how old's Luka? 26?
Great question.
Came into the league at 18, I reckon. 2018 is his rookie year.
Luka Doncic.
Or is he 28 maybe? Maybe he came in 20, 21. Oh, you got to catch this, you lemon. Oh, they crashed into each other, but they called it.
26. Yep, you're on
He's
the
26. Marnus Labuschagne almost cleaned up Alex Carey. What a Lamont. There you go. Well, you don't want to waste his best years because of LeBron James.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. Obviously, I want the best. What's the best for the franchise? And like I will never say anything obviously bad about LeBron. He got a chip for the Lakers and he did his job. So I think it's time to move on from him now that we've got Luka and find other players that fit into the system. I think it's more important that we get guys that can knock down shots and can play a bit better defense. LeBron's a bit of a liability on defense now, I'll be honest with you. Look, I have seen him this season also make like a cover block and still, do that sort of stuff. I said, but his inability to also guard some of the smaller, quicker players, he's actually becoming a liability. Like he can't, stay with him now. Like it's a fact. I've watched the games. So it's
peptides have worn off, mate.
You need, I think Luka's a little bit of a defensive liability himself, but at the same time, he gives you so much on the offensive end. You need to plug that defense somewhere. And also, Alston Reeves is a guy that's a bit undersized, so he gets attacked also on the defensive end. So, I think that's where this is going to catch up with the Lakers. Like we might have a top 3 offense, but then we could have a bottom 6 defense, 8 defense, bottom 8 defense. You're not going to win anything if you got a bottom.
No,
if you're in the bottom, I'm going to say bottom 15 defense, you're not going to win shit.
No.
Yeah, in the league.
No, you're 100% right. You need defense especially when playoffs come around. You need defense.
Yeah.
When they let the whistle go, or put the whistle away, sorry. Like, yeah, not good. Anyway, yeah, you're in second, Houston third. Spurs up into 4th, Denver 5th, Minnesota 6th, Phoenix have climbed up to 7th, Golden State in 8th, Memphis 9th, Portland 10th, then the rubbish teams that have got no chance. But the biggest win streak at the moment are Oklahoma with 13 in a row source. Over to the league leaders, Luka the Don, averaging 35.5, the most in the league of 16 games played. SGA 33. He's played 6 games more than Luka. And then we've got Maxi Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown, Giannis, Jokic. What's Jokic's averages? Just
can you change what stats are there? Who's leading the lead in blocks?
You want to see blocks? I can do that for sure. Blocks. It's got J Huff. 2.3 blocks. And then Alex Sarr, 2 blocks a game.
There you go.
Where's
would still be up there?
Where's Wembanyama?
Yeah, well, he's been out for a bit.
Yeah, that's probably why. Hasn't taken it into consideration. Yeah, I think that's probably what's happened here. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, he's not even in there in the top 50. I don't think he's qualified for enough games. If I go back to points, I can tell you how many he's averaging. Because he was in the... oh, no, he wasn't up here. Where is Wemby? Maybe he hasn't played enough Source, so he doesn't count. No, I don't know. Anyway. I can't even search for him. That's all right. Yeah, blocks is, Sarr and whoever I said, the other person. Huff.
Plays for Huff. Indiana, I think.
So there you go. All right, that's it for the NBA Source. We'll keep plugging along here, and I'll throw to you for the EPL.
EPL this week, round 14. It is not done yet. So, Doma, your team is still to play tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. So we'll start with that. Manchester United against West Ham at home at Old Trafford. So there's still that game to play, but we will go through the rest of the results. AFC Bournemouth defeated by Everton 1-0. Fulham defeated by Manchester City 5-4. Newcastle draws with Tottenham 2-2. Arsenal beats Brentford 2-0. Brighton defeated by Aston Villa 4-3. Crystal Palace defeats Burnley 1-0 away from home. Wolverhampton is defeated by Nottingham Forest. Leeds defeats Chelsea with the big upset 3-1. I was absolutely giving it to Manny in the chat this morning saying, go Leeds, come on, hold on. And when they were up 2-0 at halftime, and they ended up getting the job done. So that helps Arsenal. And then Liverpool with a measly 1-1 draw to Sunderland, falling off an absolute cliff. They have failed to find the handbrake, Doma, have Liverpool after making a slide. They lost, 3 or 4 in a row, and they're like, they're going to turn it around. They're going to turn it around. It hasn't come. They've drawn to Sunderland at home, Anfield. I mean, I know Sunderland's been playing well, but they're newly promoted from the Championship. They should be getting a win against a team like that at home. But, yeah, they only get the draw. So
the season's over, by the way.
Doma is calling season over. We are going to have a look exactly why, and I will bring it up, ladies and gentlemen.
For 6 games.
Here we go. Arsenal is on top. Let's go. Gunners on 33 points, 14 wins. 14 played, 10 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. Manchester City second on 28 points. Everyone has played 14 games except for West Ham and United, who are on 13 and play tomorrow. Aston Villa's in third on 27 points. Chelsea fourth, 24 points. Crystal Palace, Sunderland, both on 23 points, 5th and 6th. And then you have Brighton, Liverpool, Manchester United, Everton, and Tottenham, Newcastle. That's the top 12. And in the relegation, you got West Ham, Burnley, and Wolverhampton. So as you look at it, on West Ham's form this season, you should be going into this as favourites, Doma. Your run of form hasn't been the worst. Hasn't been the worst. Win, draw, loss, win. Coming off a win, coming into this one. West Ham at home, you think it should be a win, you would think. Hopefully. But nothing's ever straightforward with obviously Manchester United, is it?
Definitely not.
In recent
Definitely
times.
not. We need Cunha to stay healthy, bro. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's a killer. It's a killer. No, I'm just saying he's the most important player in the team by a mile. Yeah.
Has Mbeumo been a good signing? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Mbeumo's been good. He's been good. It was good actually to see Lissandro Martinez come into the game the other morning. Obviously off that extensive injury that he had, the long-term one. So he returned. So it was good to get him his quality, I think, in my opinion, as a fullback. And I prefer to have him starting over Lukey play the ball backwards Shaw. So,
Lukey Hover Shaw.
You know, he's played 300 games for Man United. He played his 300th game for United against Crystal Palace. You know how we say that Billy Brownless, the 300 game superstar, and Billy Brownless is genuinely a superstar. Like 300 game superstar, Lukey Shaw. He's played 300 games for us and he's been injured for literally 600. So
that's how many are on the fixture these days, Doma.
It's mental. Anyway, congratulations to him. I think that's a great achievement. So
great achievement.
But Brett says need a new season of 100%. Need a new season of Sunderland till I die, from League One to top 6 in the Premier League. Now it's an amazing story, Brett. Amazing story.
We love to see it, Brett. We love to see it. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Remember Sunderland obviously being in the top flight a while back, watching Premier League for many years. So it's good to see him back and flying. This week, obviously you've got Man United tomorrow against West Ham, and then you've got I like to go by round. We've got round 15 next week, which starts on this Saturday, December 6th, and the first game on the cards, Aston Villa against Arsenal, 11:30 p.m. Saturday night. Great time. Glad to see that. So I'll be tuning in, definitely. Then you got Bournemouth against Chelsea. And then you got Everton against Nottingham. Manchester. I will be tuning in.
You will not be tuning into that. No, you'll be hammered, mate. You and I will be partying on Saturday. You will not. Yeah. I will make it my mission for you not to watch that game.
Oh, all right. No worries. I'll be watching the second half, surely. I think the wedding finishes at midnight, so we'll be out of there. I'll catch the last probably 20 minutes of the game. I won't be watching it from the start, that's for sure. I'll be watching it in the car with hazy eyes on the way home, about 15 scotches deep.
I love it. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Manchester City against Sunderland, Newcastle against Burnley, Tottenham versus Brentford, and Leeds versus Liverpool. Can they do it again? Leeds at home? Why not?
Oh, mate, if they beat Liverpool, oh my days.
Then you got Monday, you've got Brighton against West Ham and Fulham against Crystal Palace. And then Tuesday, you've got the Tuesday fixture again, Wolverhampton against Manchester United.
Oh, we've got 2 7 a.m. games. That's cracker. Yeah,
that's great.
Now, listen, ladies and gents. All right, I can't watch our game at 7 o'clock, so don't start bombarding me with messages. I'll try not to follow my jump on social media. I'll watch it delayed, probably by an hour and a half. All right. But I'm sure Manny will watch this and he'll message me straight away to be a pain in the ass and spoil it for me. So, anyway. This sauce plus 15 scotches, I'm trying to imagine. Well, I can give you a picture of what it was like when he had about 30 scotches at his wedding. So
I was jumping off the stage.
Jumping off the stage without a shirt on is all I'm saying. So
yeah, I'll wear a wife beater, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got to.
It's still classy.
It was nice. It was nice.
It was great.
It was mayhem. It was absolutely mayhem. It was absolutely mayhem.
That's what 30 scotches looks like, Brett.
15 will be tame. 15 will be tame. Maybe I might end up doing a knee slide or something like that. Rip my pants.
Just do a big suey off the bridal table.
Yeah, roll and break my ankle, but end up in hospital. Royal Melbourne. Just imagine. Just like the bloke I went to where at his wedding, and he cracked the shits or something at his wedding, and he slammed the table, and the table he was sitting on was like a glass mirror table, and it shattered, and he cut his hand, the groom, and he had to end up going to hospital. He didn't even make an accident out of his wedding.
Lemon.
That's just a story that I know has happened. I've been to a wedding that, right? So it was pretty funny. I had to laugh at it. It's happened now. We can all laugh about it. Like the night had mostly ended, and he was pretty pissed. It was towards the end of the night, but it just was funny because like in the last hour, everyone's like, "Where did he go? Where's he gone?" And we couldn't find him, and everyone's pissed drunk on the dance floor. Like no one's even realizing everyone was having a good time.
That's
and I was like, "Oh, what the hell?" And then we heard what happened. I'm like, "Oh, I was just in hysterics, man. I was in hysterics." I was just like, "No way, no way."
Let's hope we don't get anything of the sort on Saturday. But Brad, it will be definitely be a good night. That's for sure. Let's Magda says Haaland 100 goals. Is that in the Premier League? 100 goals in the Premier League.
It's good feat. He's gonna end up. Haaland's gonna end up with the most goals, Premier League goals in history. Just saying. Just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, like as much as people want to say, like we talked him down a bit. I mean, on this show, I think I had this discussion again with you, Dom, and when people came out, people tried to comp him with people. I think now that we've seen enough of Haaland, I actually don't think Haaland is his own beast, right? Haaland is his own sort of, he's the type of striker that is prolific. Like he finishes chances. He can score you different types of goals. He can get you crazy headers, crazy sort of acrobatic finishes. He can get onto pace in behind, balls in behind. His control is good for a big man, and he can do the things like laying off and that. I think his some of his ball playing and his ability to play, different ranges of passes. We haven't seen that. Maybe he has that in the locker, and it's just not something that he expresses within games. And and people try to compare him to players like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And if we're talking about skill alone, I think you can't compete. He can't compete with Zlatan. He was a phenomenal player in terms of his ability to do all sorts of things on the ball, from tricks and dribbles and great passes, whether it be outside of the foot, whether it be on the instep. I think I showed Doma a clip where he played this ball where he was just inside the 6-yard box, did Zlatan, and he just turned around, took one little look, and just dinked it to the back post. The guy was running in, and he headed it in. It was just an amazing finish and class. But I just, I've never seen Haaland play a ball like that. And I think I mentioned that to you, Dom, and I was just, and I think it's no knock on Haaland. I'm just saying I think people had the wrong comparison back then. We were talking about it when Haaland's cards were going for what they were going for, and we were talking about it on this show. He had that big move to City. He's going to end up with the most goals. Just think about that. He's, by the end of his career in his time at Manchester City, he's going to end up with the most goals in the Premier League, and it's probably going to be a very good tally.
100%.
So
he's already got 15 goals
as much as
well.
we sort of knocked it in a way. I think you can't really, it's rightful that maybe some of his cards have gone for the prices they've gone, Doma, because, if he ends up being the all-time greatest scorer in the Premier League.
Well, I saw a list today, actually.
Numbers don't lie, like at the end of the day, right?
I saw a list today of the top 100 best players in the next World Cup, and he was number 2.
What did I say? If Norway stays fit, they can be a smoky, because in football like that, in like international football where games can be tight and that, he's a game breaker. He needs one chance, one good ball over the top, one great ball into behind, and he's the form he's in at the moment. If he can lead this into the World Cup, Norway could be a smoky. Who
number 1 is?
They could be a smoky.
You know who number 1 is? No question, mate, who number 1 is. He's the best player in the world. He's been the best player in the world for the last... he's been the best player in the world since the 2020 World Cup, and he doesn't have a Ballon d'Or, but it means nothing. He was never dethroned. But this is what I was saying to a whole bunch of my mates today. I go, he was never dethroned in the last 4 years. I don't care who you say, Rodri, this person, that person. You can throw anyone you want. Messi winning the World Cup, he's got a Ballon d'Or. Doesn't mean he was the best player in the world, mate. The best player in the world for the last 5 years is Kylian Mbappe. It's not even close. It's not even close. Don't even try and give me comparisons. Don't try and tell me Jude Bellingham. Don't try and tell me Vinicius Jr. Don't try and tell me these guys. Vinicius Jr., no offense, is a bum compared to Kylian Mbappe. Because you can see what's happened now that Mbappe has come to Madrid. Vinicius has lost his way. He doesn't even, he's still good, but he hasn't had the same impact because Mbappe is the guy. Just give him the ball, get out of the way, he'll kick the goals for you. Simple as that. I don't know if you saw the goals he scored this morning. Ben, who's used to be a regular on this show, was just like, they're not even that good, Dom, taking the piss out of me. And I said, yeah, you can't compare every goal that Mbappe scores to Ronaldo, the guy that's kicking scissor kicks at 40 years old. But he scored a goal. He took a touch center field. He got played a ball center field, took a touch out to his right, dribbled from center field to outside the box, and he cracked the goal. Dribbled the whole way. And then the second goal, he got the ball outside the box. He's looking what to do. There's no option. Takes a step on the inside, one touch, bang, cracks it into the goals from outside the box. Off the wing. Step in, bang, hits it straight in. Class, mate. Is that good? And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is a guy that struggled in the 2022 World Cup final and played literally the last 10 minutes and almost won his country the World Cup. He was missing for 86 minutes of the game. And then scores a volley and then scores the equaliser and almost won him the game off the assist too, to Colin Moani, who missed an absolute gimme.
Barney.
It was
Barney, let's not forget that.
Yeah, but anyway, he's the best player. He's kicked 62 goals within a calendar year source, which is pretty incredible. So I think in the Madrid, there's a Madrid stat. I think he's top 4 for Madrid goals, and he might even break the most, or will be second behind Ronaldo for most Madrid goals within a season, a calendar year season, which is unbelievable as
Crazy,
well.
Isn't it?
So, yeah, mental. All right, so let's move on. Let's get into the NFL. So we had the Packers defeating the Lions. The Packers have gone to 8-3, which is pretty good. Lions are still in at 7-5. The Chiefs, Mahomes, loses to the Cowboys. 31-28. Their season is cooked.
Season's over.
Yeah. Bengals, Joe Burrow returned, mate. Joey Burrow, ice cold Burrow, and they defeated the Ravens 32-14. Slapped them, Sauce. The Bears 24-15 over the Eagles. Panthers over Rams. 49ers over Browns. Texans over Colts. The Colts are 8-4 now, Sauce. Lost a couple in a row. Dolphins get the win over the Saints. Moved to 5-7. The Jets defeat the Falcons. The Buccaneers over the Cardinals. Jags over Titans. Seahawks over Vikings in a shutout. Defeated them 26-0. Chargers defeat the Raiders. And the Bills defeat the Steelers. Broncos over Commanders. And the Giants lose to the Patriots 33-15. There you go. Games this week: Cowboys, Lions, Seahawks, Falcons, Steelers, Ravens, Titans, Browns, Colts, Jags, Commanders, Vikings, Dolphins, Jets, Saints, Bucks, Bengals, Bills, Broncos, Raiders, Bears, Packers, Rams, Cardinals, and the Texans, Chiefs, and the Eagles versus the Chargers. The byes: Cardinals, New England, the Giants, and the San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs are 6-6. Magda.
They're done.
Brett said the biggest football story since 2020 was Dom's tribunal hearing, a key part of the double coverage law. That's funny. Seahawks looks like they have makeup of a Super Bowl team, solid QB, running game, playmaking, wide receivers, exceptional defense, and solid special teams. It's what you need. It's what you need. It's not great because there's probably 6 games left or 5 games left, Magda, for them. They have to win every game.
Oh, mate.
That's a big ask to get a wild card.
We're cleaning up the tail here, and Root's going to be left there with no partners.
What's happened? We didn't get a wicket, did we?
They're 9 for 272. Got one more. Oh, we need to get one more.
279.
Stark's got 6.
Oh, Jofra Archer is just smacking absolutely everything. He could be going near source. Oh, no. Oh, no. We could be giving a Lennon live on the show. He's just skied the ball in the air source, and Labuschagne and I'm going to say Inglis have run, and they've just stopped and let the ball bounce in between them. Oh, they've actually just stopped. The ball's landed in between them, Source.
That's shocking.
Oh, goodness gracious. That is just shocking. Anyway, those are the matchups for this week. As a Bills fan, Magda, I don't want to talk about them. How good are the Patriots? They're back, mate. F's sake, the Poms are lucky, says Magda. They could bowl us out for 150. You heard it here. Double coverage. Oh, Archer is absolutely smacking everything. Anyway, on that note, we'll move on to the UFC Source because there's, I think, a big card this week.
Yes, there is a massive card. There wasn't a card over the weekend. So we will look at the upcoming card. There's 2 more cards left till the end of the year. There's a card this weekend and there's a card next weekend. But the card this weekend, I'll bring it up. Had it prepared, Dom. Had it prepared. I was on the money. Dashvili against Yan 2. I'm just going to say right now, I'm just going to tell you guys, put Dashvili to win, and maybe you can same game multi that in with, I don't know what the odds are. I haven't looked at it. I don't even know what the odds of him are, but like he's going to win. Right, you might have to put it going over 2.5 rounds because it will probably go over a decent amount of rounds. I think he will sort of just do what he does to most fighters and close the distance on Peter Yan, and Peter Yan won't be able to deal with his grappling ability. It's going to be another masterclass. He will not lose against Yan. I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm that confident in that he won't lose. He's looking that good. Pantoja. What can I say? How can you potentially pick against him in this fight? Even though Joshua Van, it's been a great rise. And I said to you, watch out for this Joshua Van. Look, and here he is having a title shot, Dom.
You did. You did say this.
Right? I said to you, I said, watch out for he's good, right? But I think he's going to find out that when, an elite grappler in Pantoja starts to, he's got knockout power of Van, especially in the flyweight where you don't see, often at times a lot of knockout power. You see a lot of quickness, a lot of agility, but Van's going to get his power taken away from him because Pantoja will wear him down, tire him out, and then eventually, those punches from Van won't be knockout power once he gets past the 3rd round into the later rounds, and he'll wear him down. And I think Pantoja will win that fight. Bro. Merab is minus 485. That means in Vegas odds, that means to make $100, I have to put $485 on to make $100 profit. So whatever those odds are, it must be.
Are you tempted?
$1.20, I think, in now odds, roughly about that.
This is a good card. Holy
Brandon
moly.
Moreno against Tatsuro Taira. in the flyweight. That's a great fight. Henry Cejudo against Peyton Talbot. Another a boy that I said, watch out for this bloke. This is going to be a good fight because Talbot's going to come up against an elite grappler. Obviously, Cejudo's a little bit small, and Talbot will have the reach and definitely have, that on him. Let's see. If he takes out Cejudo, this could, catapult Talbot into the rankings. So let's see how that goes. Then you've got Big Jan on the card against Bogdan Gusov. Jan Blachowicz against Bogdan Guskov from Uzbekistan, the 5th rank against 11th rank in the light heavyweight. That's a cracker. You got Grant Dawson against Manuel Torres, Terence McKinney against Chris Duncan, Macy Barber against Karine Silva, Nazim Sadikov against Faraz Ziam. Then you got the early prelims. How is this fight on the early prelims? The Tory against
Look
Ferreira.
at the second one. Even the second
early
one.
Prelims.
Even
Barbosa against Turner. This is unbelievable, this card. This is going to be a belter. It is a great card.
Trockley on there too.
Las Vegas. The main card kicks off from 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And then the prelims kicks off from 12 p.m. Early prelims from 10 a.m. So you can sit down on the couch Sunday morning, which, that's looking good for me because I'm probably going to be a little bit how's it going Sunday morning. So we will sit down on the couch and just hydrate and watch the UFC. Have a nice tea. I think that sounds like a plan until I'm feeling good to do something maybe in the afternoon. But it's going to be about UFC 323. It is going to be a cracker.
Brett said, is the Dagestan, Georgia, Armenia region the home of great MMA fighters?
It looks as though.
Could be the home of MMA. The way that
I just think
their fighters are being produced.
Yeah, I think the way that they go about it, I think it's the perfect
discipline. Most discipline by the looks of things.
Yeah, well, it's the perfect storm when it comes to MMA and UFC and the way they're grappling. It's all about their grappling and their ability to, when you come up against guys with knockout power, they nullify that. And then when you nullify that by tiring them down, by forcing them to grapple with you for multiple rounds, then they can't knock you out. So then they're able to stand with them, throw punches, then they just grapple them again. You see it all the time, the bait. I mean, you see it, Islam is the perfect baiter. He baits you, right? Oh, I'm going to stand with you. Stand, yeah. And then all of a sudden you're on the ground. Like he does that to everyone, right? Like it's elite. It is elite, right? And, they might tire you out the first 2 rounds, and the third round you come out, you might have a good round. And then, a minute 30 into the round, you find yourself in the middle of the octagon on the ground again. And it's like, the best sort of MMA fighters are able to do. They're able to sort of, I feel like that's the main discipline, in MMA. If you can, grapple well and get takedowns consistently, you can win a lot of MMA fights. So obviously there's different ways to go about it, but I just feel like that's probably one of the best disciplines. And you see some of the guys that go on the best runs have that ability. So anyway, that's UFC for another week, and it's going to be a belter this weekend, Sunday.
Yeah, just an update for those watching the cricket. They have just turned into Bazball, England, on their last wicket, and they're smacking everything.
Oh.
Yeah, they're 9 for 304 at the moment. They are smacking absolutely everything. No one's catching anything. And
it's going to cost the drop catch.
They're making some good runs. The Poms. All right, let's get on over to Hobby Talk. First couple from me. I'll just bring this up and share this tab. Obviously, we went through Road to the World Cup last week, but this is the Noir product from Panini. So here we go. Moyes is keen. They've got the big black square, which Saucy didn't like on the last product that we covered, which was Prism. I think it was Prism World Cup. So they're putting on the Noir. Here's the Messi Road to World Cup on there.
Just put it on the back, man. I'm just saying don't put it on the card. Just put it on the back. So it can be on the card. It's not on the front and center.
Big patch.
Well, that one's not bad. That one's not bad.
Of Haaland. He's Josko Gvardiol, critically acclaimed. Anyway, the Release date is TBA, but cards per pack is 10, packs per box 1, boxes per case 3. What to expect: 3 autos, 2 mems, 2 base, 3 parallels / inserts. And the next set source: Tops times Dolly gold, 2 auto cards per box. It is the 25-26 Tops Gold Premier League Soccer checklist. And I think we're happy enough to say that we've got a box of this at Double Coverage Breaks. Source was able to secure one of these. So here you go. Here's a gold Bruno
Direct from Pops. Snagged it on I think it was like it was a midnight release in the UK, and I got on there and snagged one.
Here's an elite Tops Gold 101 of Haaland, an auto. We got Sucker, Midas. So you go, released November 24th. There's cards per pack 10, packs per box 4, 2 autos, 2 parallels in a box. So there you go, source. Cards look very nice, and that'd be something we probably break over in the new year.
New year.
Yeah.
Should
new
be fun.
Year, new double coverage. What have you got? You got anything for Hobby Talk?
Yes, I do. I've got one thing, and then we'll be shortly probably wrapping up before we preview a few other things. Probably still another 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But I just want to give a shout out to obviously Lane, friend of the show at the Hobby AU, did a bit of a promo along with eBay. And look, I won't bring up the sound because it gets pretty loud. But ladies and gentlemen who are listening, it's Buddy Franklin breaking cards with Lane and another gentleman. Sorry, I don't know your name. I think Jason. It could be. I'm not sure. I might have got that wrong. I should have just stayed silent, Doma. But another gentleman and Buddy Franklin, along with sponsored by eBay Live, and they've got a box of 2005 Select, and they've actually pulled Buddy Franklin's DPS out of the box that they've opened live on the stream, which is amazing. So pretty cool. Pretty. I say Jason because it's with Jason Collectibles, so it must be Jason. I think I've got that right, so I haven't stitched it up. But that's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to see. Here they are all together. There's obviously Buddy. There's Jason. There's Lane. There's Eric, who's like the head of trading card division at eBay. I've met him once before at a show. And I don't know the other people, unfortunately. I'm sorry to you people if you ever watch this, but I'm sure you have your own important place in this photo as well. So congratulations. It's pretty sick. And I think it's just like a surreal moment. Like if you're probably Lane in a way, and pretty awesome, from someone who loved collecting cards and then obviously took the leap into like investing time into the hobby and creating 130 point, and then that being the foothold of how people knew Lane, and then creating the hobby, then having his own store, and now a whole brand, and then being able to do that with Buddy. It's just like pretty sick, to be honest.
That's awesome.
Obviously, anyone who listens to the show, how much I like Buddy Franklin as obviously an AFL player, and watching him over the years playing AFL, who's stitched up my team, Essendon, a number of times. Probably one of his most famous goals of all time is against Essendon. So, yeah, look, awesome, pretty cool stuff, to be honest. And yeah, I hope we see more stuff of the like, and players and ex-players of AFL and that doing, getting involved. It's pretty cool to see, and getting back sort of amongst retired players, getting back amongst the fans, and sort of, in a way, like growing their brand as well. And you don't know what that could be for him, even though he knows his brand is massive. I'm sure he got paid a bunch from eBay as well, so that's probably why he was there too. But awesome nonetheless.
It is. Anything else? if we're going to talk about break space, I've got Mint Collectibles and Gabe at Luna Card. So they broke with Aoki during the week.
I did see
It
that.
was, yeah. So great to get them. It was great that Aoki went into the store and actually promoted them via his main account, the Card House account. So, which is really, really good.
Yeah,
but he should come break with double coverage.
But he should start his own breaks. Nah, he's not going to do that. Why would he do that? He'll probably just take more promos from other businesses now that there's a contact there somewhere. So look, Doma, there's that. And the last thing was anyone who's not aware, there is which I think is the last show of the year, and it is. I had to have it here. Collectorama, Mandura Sports Complex. It's the 13th of December, so obviously we'll give it a plug now. And we'll obviously plug it if we do, obviously, our next show next week. But just giving people time.
Saturday.
We will be there. I think 13. I should be able to go there. I think I'm pretty good to go. So I don't have anything on. So it's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Bandura Sports Complex, early bird and general entry available on the day.
I reckon I could get to that too. So
over 100 vendors, 200 plus tables, all under one massive roof. Free on-site parking with 200 general bays, food trucks, canteen for all day eats. Disability friendly and fully accessible. And there you go. Kids zone, live DJ, early bird access 9 to 10 a.m. if you want that. But yeah, there you go. Early bird $20, general $15, kids $5, and any kid 5 and under gets in for free. So amazing to see a decrease on the pricing as it goes down with that. And there you go. There's the vendor list and everything. You can go check out their Instagram. But yeah, get there. Last show, I think, of the year officially here in run by Stav the Collector. So you can go check his account out. I've never had any interactions with him, ladies and gentlemen. So he does have a pretty active account. But yeah, we'll go down there and check it out. It's hard when shows first started. I remember we used to try to get people on to talk about their show and things like that. But with so many shows popping up, it's like, it was good to have the boys from Surface Paradise on and that. But
Collector's Paradise.
Surface Paradise. It's a good place in Queensland, ladies and gentlemen.
He's thinking of Schoolies. He's going to be.
I'm thinking of Schoolies. Oh, yeah. Remember that? That was good. The Schoolies up at Surface. It was a good laugh when I went there. But nonetheless, look, get around it. And as I said, we just, I think I've been smacked in the face the amount of shows we've had this year.
It's been crazy.
I actually cannot bloody believe it. And we've probably even missed, we try to promote, we've promoted Adelaide and all that sort of stuff. I think a goal of ours, it said trying to get to an Adelaide show next year.
What'd you buy, Brett?
But yeah, I think.
What'd you buy, Brett?
Good to see. It's good to see the hobby growing. Here we go. From Cherry on Saturday, still crickets.
I had I think it's just a high volume of orders because Jason, who was in this chat earlier, bought some cards and he was wondering how long they take to ship.
Yeah, high volume of orders.
Black Friday. You got to think Black Friday. There'd be that many people buying stuff.
I think what they were giving, were they doing 20%, Tomo?
I think so. You can always just come over to the personals list on double coverage breaks, mate. Just pick whatever you want. And we'll rip and ship it.
Feel free.
Ladies and gents, in all honesty, we want to try and get these Pokemon breaks done before the end of the year. We understand Christmas time. We get it. And we understand presents and stuff. But if you know anyone that's keen on breaks, I'm not forcing anyone to buy into it. But if you know anyone keen on Pokemon breaks and they're looking to buy into breaks because they've got some money they want to spend, send them our way. We're trying to get these closed. We've got our footy ones we're going to leave up. And they'll sell out in the new year, we hope. And we'll rip them in the new year. If it's beforehand, it's beforehand. But the Pokemon we want to rip before the end of the year because they're almost closed. So if we can get them done, then we'll worry about posting any other breaks in the new year. But we have got Mega Dreams coming, the new Japanese Pokemon set. We're not going to list them as a break.
It's landed. I just got to go pick it up.
Yeah.
It's landed. We have it.
But we're not going to list that as a break. We're actually going to put it initially, some of the boxes as personal. So if you want to buy them and see what the product is, we'll rip it on the show as a rip and ship.
Yep, the whole box. It's all yours. I think it's 10 packs in a box. It's a premium high-class box, Thomas. So
there's a hit in every pack.
There's only 10 packs in the box.
Yeah.
I seen it today. I went into Sunshine Collectibles when I went past High Point for a little bit and actually seen it in there. Places have got it around. We'll have some boxes that we've gotten and it should be fun. It looks like a cool set. So, obviously, it's awesome. Always awesome to rip something, Japanese. It's always a little bit cheaper price.
New as well.
Newer set and get you a little bit G'd up for the English set that comes out later on as well.
And the jam.
We look forward to it. 4 NHL boxes, he said, Brett. 4 NHL boxes.
There you go.
But
we've got in the new year, we've got these people listening to this part of the show if you get this far, but we've got Premier League, we've got NBA coming. It's almost here. Topps Chrome NBA, the blaster boxes.
I've only got the megas and the mega boxes. Yeah, I've got some Topps Chrome megas and some Topps Chrome. They're not just the normal Topps megas. I couldn't get the boxes. I stuffed up on the drop. I slept through and I missed out. I do know that it's showing that they're releasing more stock, but I don't know if it's actually stock getting loaded into the site. I'm not really, as I said, to be able to get some of this stuff, it's difficult. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong, right? It's a bit of a luck, and obviously there's other avenues if you've got contacts and things like that, but we don't have that. I'll just try to get them as the public gets them with everyone else. And I buy them directly from Topps. So, and I don't have a CT scanner, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not sitting here, scanning your boxes, weighing your boxes. We tell you about this stuff that's what people can do. And I like to buy them directly from Topps because, you would hope that representatives at Topps aren't doing shit like that, right? If that was happening, that would be a massively deep issue, which I don't think it is, because as we've seen, our friends at Cherry, hit some big cards in sort of Topps Dynasty, and Max cards and everything. They obviously get their boxes directly from Topps. So I think that's the best option when you're buying this sort of stuff. Even when you're buying direct Pokemon boxes and stuff, to getting directly from actual reputable places is important, and we hope that we know that we are reputable on our side, so we try to get the boxes and things from places that are reputable, so that there's no issue of sort of tampering or anything of that nature, which is always a worry. As we've said, ladies and gentlemen, we have this podcast. We try to tell you the good things about the hobby, and we'll promote the great things about the hobby, and we've promoted a lot of great things, but we also sometimes have to rein it back and bring back to reality in what can happen and in this hobby. And we've seen it from fake stickers, resealed boxes. We've had so many things were brought up on this show, so it's always good to be safe. Better to be safe than sorry, as they say. So, look.
Magda couldn't find a 2025 Dynasty F1 seller in Australia, was going to buy a case. Well, if you want to get in the break, we may or may not have a box.
Yeah, we could be doing a break, Brett. I was able to get a box, and I bought it directly from Topps.
We're going to break it with something else, Brett.
Yeah. Just trying to find some more. I'm waiting for some more product to come to break it with something else. So, actually, the box is up there. There's just too much shit in the way, so I can't actually get it and come show you guys.
It's there. It's up there at the back, which is going to be exciting to open too.
Yeah, I'm actually can't believe I got it. It was a raffle. You had to enter a raffle. I lost one raffle, and then I entered again, and got lucky in the raffle. So that's how I've gotten the box. So there's no guarantees. Obviously, there's a bit other avenues to get it. And look, it's hard, Brett, because you want to open that and open it for yourself, but it's quite difficult. It used to be a thing where you could go into a shop and say, you know what, I have this disposable income. I want to buy a case of Dynasty and open it for myself. But you can't find someone in Australia to sell you that case because they want to break it themselves, or they want to sell the boxes individually, or it's tough. Cool. We would love to get a case and be able to do a case break of Dynasty, mate. But you think I can find someone to sell me a case? And how many people I've freaking spoken to at how many shows and how many shops I've been into? It's hard. It's hard. It's it'd be awesome. That's the sort of stuff that used to happen on the regularly in the hobby sort of 7 years ago. If you go past sort of 7 years, and I think we had this discussion when we had the man himself from Cherry, Grayson, on the show, and asked him about why isn't there more case breaks and at least half case breaks when it comes to a case of say 12 boxes or whatever, or more case breaks. We sort of asked him, and he just said the cost of entry, and we understand that, but I think your best chance to hit something is buying in a larger amount of portion of boxes, and yes, it's going to cost more. So that's just the fact.
Well, we'll end on this one, Saucy. Brett said he had 2 boxes 2020 Dynasty F1 pre-order for $500 per box, and it was cancelled, but his mate had his fulfilled and pulled a Max glove, which he still has to this day. Crazy.
Jeez, to think that the first release was $500 back in the day. Do you know what the release on Topps now was? It was like $2,000. And then obviously, if you get that shipped directly back to here to Australia, which, I did because the shipping was cheap, but then I forgot about the customs issue. So I got hit by customs, and what am I going to do? Leave my over $2,000 box in customs? I had to pay the customs. So I got the box, but it's just, it is what it is. It's just crazy to think where we're sort of at now with those boxes when you think. Well, I don't think he's around anymore. I don't think he's active. I think I tried to click on his website a while back, and it didn't load. So if anyone wants to see who Brett talking about, I brought it up on screen, but I won't say it in on the pod. He was a friend of the show. We did know him, so not friend of the show, but we knew him from years before, and we'd had good dealings with him. So it's just unfortunate. I'm sure, they are like $350 a box, $350 a box now. There you go. So it's crazy, Jono, crazy.
All right, everyone. On that note, thanks for tuning in once again. We hope to bring you as much as we possibly can throughout the rest of this year, and we're looking forward to next year once again. We're still kicking. Keep living, loving, and breathing sports and cards. I'm Dom with the Grand Man Sources double coverage. Peace out.
Peace, ladies and gents. Like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.